How do we claim lost assets? Eileen has shared with us before, but can you give us a brief introduction before you answer this question?
Yes, my name is Eileen Moynihan, and my business is Legacy Estate Organizing.
Great. And you're going to teach us how to claim lost assets.
Yes, and this is always a very popular topic. All right, so this is one of the most popular questions I get asked. Is there such a thing as lost assets, or is it a myth? And if so, how do you claim them? First of all, let me tell you from personal experience and from professional experience, there is very much something called lost assets or unclaimed assets. It is a very real and very large thing in our country. There's estimated to be $60 billion in lost assets in treasury accounts across the country. And although some of the phone calls you might get might seem a little shaky, it actually is real, and you should at least listen for a few minutes. Better yet, go on the offense and claim assets in your name or your loved one's name by searching first. So let me explain. When a financial institution can no longer find the owner of an account or a life insurance policy, after a period of time, it could be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, they will escheat the assets to the state treasury in the state where the account owner was last known to live. So if you move or if you pass away and they can't find you, they will eventually give up and just turn that money over to the state where it goes into the treasury. And this can happen, as I said, when you move and you don't provide a forwarding address or you don't contact your financial institutions, or it can be due to someone's death. So the first thing you want to do is check the treasury of every state you've lived in. Simply type in your state's name in the search bar on your browser and the words unclaimed assets. Always select the website that ends in .gov to indicate that it's a government account and not a commercial site. You want to search on variations of your name and keep the search broad. Leave out middle initials, and you may want to do some searches on nicknames or misspellings as well. I like to start broad with just the last name and then narrow it down. So if there's a match on your name and it is an address you once resided at, you can go ahead, start the claim online as the website directs you. You can also do this as a search on the names of friends and relatives, especially deceased family members. However, you should only start the claim online if you are the executor or a likely beneficiary of the asset. Otherwise, alert the family member, say your aunt or uncle or cousin, who does meet these criteria. Now, for a deceased claim, you're going to need a death certificate for that person, and you'll probably have to provide a signed and notarized affidavit, as well as personal identification to claim the asset. And remember, even for lost assets, the terms of the will or the trust apply. If a person is named as the beneficiary in the will, and the asset does not have a specific named beneficiary, then we'll follow the terms of the will. If the person died intestate, then it will follow the laws of that state, usually the spouse first, then the child, then the parent, then the siblings, and then out to further relatives.
What struck me was so many people who are still alive don't keep track of their assets. And if you could share why that causes so many problems for them and their loved ones and what they can do while they're still alive.
That's a very good question. Now, many people, particularly when they're working and money's still coming in, they don't pay a lot of attention to their investments or the different pots that they put their money in, and that's understandable. Life is busy. So the burden is on us nowadays. It used to be that the financial institution would make a great effort to stay on top of your address and where you are. Now, really, it's up to you. If you move, notify all of your financial institutions. We have a one-touch policy now that you should be in contact with your banks, your investment companies, all of those different financial providers at least once a year. In addition to notifying them when you do move. Don't rely on mail forwarding to get the mail to you. Let your companies know that you are moving and thereby decrease the chance of your assets being escheated in your lifetime or afterwards.
Great advice. Thank you for sharing once again. If this was helpful, please press subscribe and hope to see you in future videos.